William, you took umbrage with the Mark McGuire bobblehead doll over there. Is that a?
I was just sitting there, the thing came after me.
You sure that's not a? I mean, you're a Chicagoan, right? So is that an anti?
No.
Cardinal situation?
No, there was no insult meant. He was just staring at me, and I sort of said hello, and his head fell off. I had nothing to do with it.
You sure about that? Okay. Are you a Cubs fan of any sort, or White Sox fan?
Big time. Okay. Not a big baseball aficionado, but I lived on Sheffield, across the street from the Cubs.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
So did you rooftop it pretty much? Or?
No, you couldn't see from my rooftop, but they used to hold out tickets day of games, so I went a lot. It was get a smoky link and drink some beer.
So because Sheffield, I mean that is as beautiful a spot as you could possibly have.
It was a long time
Chicago,
ago. Dave
Illinois.
Kingman was playing for him, and man, he was constantly bopping the balls down Sheffield.
Dave Kingman.
A second Kingman reference today.
I know.
And then the ball would go bouncing. It was very cool.
No kidding. And you grew up in New York City, correct?
I did, yes.
All right. Do you have any fandom from the New York Yankees, Mets,
no,
Rangers,
definitely
Knicks?
the Yankees, the Knicks, and the Giants. You know, it was sort of. But I was never. I like sports, but I wasn't. It was sort of taught to me by my parents which sports teams I should like. I met Joe Torre once when I was 12, and I held the World Series ring.
Now hold on a second now.
Wow.
What do you mean? Let's get deeper into this story.
Okay.
So how did you meet Joe Torre?
So I was in the Thanksgiving Day parade where they had hired me to play Wednesday Addams to help promote their Addams Family show they were trying to reboot. And so we all had to wait at like 4 a.m. before the parade started in this big trailer, and they just had everybody come on who was in the parade. So Joe Torre, I guess, was in the parade as well. So we were just hanging out with Joe Torre and he was very nice, and we were kids, me and the guy playing Pugsley, and so he came over and let us each wear the World Series ring, and I remember the kid going like, "Do you know who that is?" And I was like, "I have no idea." So, and I didn't know, and then after I realized, I cherish it now. Now I know who Joe Torre is.
Yeah, sure, I know. So who played Pugsley? Do we know where that individual is?
No, he's an actor. I'm blanking on his name.
Brad Pitt.
Yes.
Wow.
Early
Brad Pitt.
That's odd.
He was on. I'm blanking on his name, but he's a working actor.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's your connection with a World Series. I've never held a World Series ring in my entire life.
Wow.
So I guess I need to be in the Thanksgiving Day parade.
I'll give him a call. I'll try to hook it up.
Yeah, there you go.
I threw out the pitch at the Cubs game a couple of weeks ago, and those rings are huge. You couldn't actually wear that. I mean, it would deform your shoulder.
Now, where does throwing out a first pitch rank for you in terms of
that was pretty sweet.
Anything that you've ever done?
That was pretty sweet. I started my career in Chicago, and to be standing there on the pitcher's mound at Wrigley Field was, well, that's a bucket list right there, man.
Right.
How did you do?
It was a pretty good pitch. It went over the plate.
Wow, good for
I
you.
Googled bad first pitches. Oh, Lord.
Oh, yes. They're bad.
Oh, there's some that are
some
really
bad ones.
50 Cent? Did you
they
see?
still haven't found that ball.
Baba Booey from the Howard Stern Show.
Yes. So you've seen these awful first pitches.
Yes.
Britney Spears, I do believe, rolled one to the plate, or was that
Mariah Carey?
Mariah Carey.
Yeah.
Rolled one to the
Carl
plate.
Lewis had a bad one.
Yeah. I mean, if you ever have a bad one, it just sits on YouTube for the rest of your life.
Oh.
It
Yep.
is so nerve-wracking.
I practiced. We were shooting exteriors for Shameless, and I was in a restaurant. Somebody said, "Did you practice?" And I said, "It's almost 70 feet, man." So in this restaurant, I said, "Count off 70 feet," and we're starting to throw this baseball in the restaurant.
Right.
They invited us to go outside.
There you go. It worked out.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on radio stations across the country and audience.
If you like that video, be sure to download our app. Don't have any memory on your phone? Let's start to delete some of those slow-mo videos you have. And you know which ones I'm talking about.